Alright, your American public transportation standard low location exit path markings. Introduction, alternate paths, general system, visual identifying, recognition, multilanguage signs, system design, requirement, location, materials, charging light, evaluation, measurement desk, material luminous, ambient light, charge record, keeping system operation condition, 6 daily inspection, periodic inspection, defecting report, repair and records, and moving on. Participants, introduction. Alright, low location exit path marking for the rail transit vehicle. The general system requirement of low level exit path marking stores shall identify by the location of the primary door, the exit of the path, the view of the reach of the start of the doors by passenger rail transit, personnel under condition of the darkness, normal emergency source of illumination, obscured with the smoke and or inoperative visual identify the recognition. Your low level exit path marking system should be conspicuous, clearly recognizable, distinguishable, become conspicuous low location area immediately, automatically upon low power, normal lighting under the minimum general emergency illumination level specified by the APTA RTSS 02010 emergency light system designed with the rail transit system. The low level exit path marking system should be identified in consideration using field of view, useful field of view to enable the vehicle occupants to positive visualize visual identification for the exit path of the primary door, exit with the undue hesitation, delay, or confusion. Minimum of the low-level exit path marking shall have the 3 components: primary door exit marking delineators, exit path marking delineators. The low-level exit path marking system shall operate independently with the car's normal emergency lighting system for 90 minutes after the loss of the power, normal lighting in accordance with the prevailing National Fire Protection Agency guidelines. Alright, 1, 2, multiple lingual signs. At minimum, any words including emergency exit signs should be in English. However, when the system specified determination are made in otherwise mandated local, municipal, state, and other regulations, the signage instructions should be written in the designated language in addition to the English. 2. System design requirement. Low level exit path members should include the exit sign of the primary door exit, a visible low location extending to the floor with upward of 4 feet with a horizontal distance of 6 feet from the exit, along with the exit path, marking a parameter of the door and the door frame frames with local location. Markings on area around the doors, operating handle marking delineators indicating path of the aisle, seating, compartment locations, in rail car to all cars' primary exits. In cars with only one designated primary door exit, the additional measures shall be taken to provide emergency obstruct, opening and strip for the secondary primary exit for the direct passenger for the alternate door exit. Emergency windows, exit the rail transit system provided the information regarding alternative exits for the posting of the information inside of the car. May also be the onboard announcement station sign for the public service on the seat driver if the passenger directed for the alternate door exit. The emergency instruction opening of the exit should be posted to the exit location specified in 2111 low locations. Low-level expectation sign should comply with the text color of the respective luminous requirements specified by the APTA RTS VIM 021 10 emergency signs for the railway transit vehicle. The low-level exit path marking sign with a component of the illumination luminance level of passable should be verified in accordance with Section 3. Tested, maintained, repaired in accordance with Section 6. Physical characteristics, high performance of photoluminescence if the material will have an impact on the visibility with the performance criteria of the solution, location of the various rail configurations. Point with a high performance photoluminescent material may be installed at the location observant. Orientation should provide maximum exposure for the adequate charging light. 2-1 located 2-1 door exits 211 low location and sign. Each primary door exit for the designated alternative door exit should be clearly marked with the exit sign. Each exit sign should be located immediately adjacent to each door, placed 6 to 18 inches above the door. 2112 marking delineators. Each primary door exit for the designated alternative door exit should be clearly marked delineated with a high profile, high performance photolithic marking delineator material placed in proximity primary to door exit. A minimum of 1 inch wide strip shall be applied with the extent practicable to both sides of the interior. Each of the primary door exit the door frame shall extend with the floor to the minimum height of 12 inches above the floor. If unable to extend the HPPL material from the floor directly, then the marking delineator may start with the lowest location possible, 6 inches from the floor. Extended at least 12 inches vertical from that point, but if not possible, the sufficient HPPL material should be placed on the door frame adjoining with the wall between the floor with the 18-inch vertical limited so that the total area is at least 12 inches without both sides. Additional material must be placed above 18 inches off the floor. As permitted, does not count toward the requirement addition with each of the primary option of the rail transit, secondary door exit handle latch. Operating buttons shall identify the hazmat HPPL material specified by the APTA RTS VIM 02110 emergency signage for other rail transit vehicles. 212 exit path marking delineators. Location of the exit path shall be marked with the HPPL marking delineators. The marking delineators component shall be positioned so that the identify the exit path. All primary exits visible, easily recognizable for any seat area of the rail car. With normal lighting, emergency lights are unavailable condition for the darkness or smoke. Marked delineator component shall be located with the floor no higher than 18 inches off the head of the seat. Assembly wall portions, the aisles, and passageways, stairways above the plane with the floor nearly straight stair tread. Change the direction of the exit path is only identified with the low level exit path marking. Identification must be placed within 4 inches of the corner of the exit path. Width of each of the marking delineator strip aisle passageways, interior stairways shall not be less than 1 inch wide, but shall be applied to either of the continuous and intermittent strip. Intermittent strips are either and should be placed with the both side of the aisle passageway share of the end on the floor no higher than 18 inches. Is when practicable angled with the gaps either side of the aisle passageway stairways should be staggered. Alright, your aisles and passageways, the HPPL marking delineator material should be applied with a continuous sweep floor no higher than 18 inches over at least one side of the middle of the aisles and passageways, intermittent with the both side of the aisle passageways, provide conspicuous delineation exit path of the path, person standing in the aisle passageway. Width of the marking delineator strips may consist of the multi-level parallel strips, multi-strip that is long with the sum of the width of the multi-strip that are equal to at least exceed 1 inch width of the strip light out over the luminous intensity per unit length of the multi-strip that exceed with a single 1 inch wide strip marking placement. Intermittent marking delineator strip shall show the total minimum 6 inches in length every 42 inch segment of the exit pathway. Your interior stairways. All interior stairway, the HPPL marking delineator material should be applied with either continuous strip of the wall on both sides of the stair with the intermittent strips applied with a riser and tread on each of the HPPL marking delineator material is applied with the exterior stairway walls where the marking shall be applied with a continuous strip of the extent of the practical to extend the lowest light on the highest step of the HPPL marking delineator material is applied with a stairway tread within the strip of the material with at least 1 inch wide shall be extended with the extent practical across the full width of each of the tread near the step noising. One of the following two methods is acceptable if the marking delineator placement provides a clear with consistent visual delineation exit path of the person standing at the top of the both bottom landings. 1 inch L-shaped marking delineators shall be installed with the both sides of each of the tread nearest wall. Material shall be applied with a step riser consistent with the minimum 2 inch width strip with the width strip that extend with extent practical across the full width of the riser and placed in the lower half of the riser. Alright, 2.2 materials. The HPPML strip marking delineator material used the low-level exit path marking components shall be capable of providing a minimum luminance of the 7.5 MCDs meter squared measured 1.5 hours after normal power has ceased. 2.3 charging light. Because the luminance level is required to provide sufficient charging varying according to type of light, with the scores use the minimum charge light value specified in the table of 1. These luminance values shall be measured with a light meter with a consign correction with an accuracy of 3% better with the sensor placed flat against the surface of the sign marking delineator. The HPPML material certified with the independent test laboratory meet table 1 lower amount with a charging large light permitted to use the interior stairway as long as specified amount of light is available. HPPL sign the marking was certified at the independent test laboratory making it capable of meeting specification high performance photoluminescent material located with the partial vestibule compartments. Passageways are no longer than 5 feet longitudinal, including partially positioned vestibules are not subject to luminescent requirements. Table 1. Sure normal lighting provides adequate charge of the HPPL system. Luminary light fixtures shall be located with the proximity each HPPL component oriented to ensure the HPPL material is adequately exposed to charging light. Luminary light located in the proximity of HPPL components shall be specified such as their light dispersion patterns provided above the listed minimum luminance level that is observed with the components. Alright, 3. Your evaluation, measurement, and testing. To verify the low-level exit path marking system component design comply with the Section 2.2 of the qualification test for conducting at least one representative of the car with the low-level exit path marking layout operated with the rail transit system in accordance with this section. Rail transit system confirmed with the low-level exit path marking system components to comply with the minimum required luminary criteria as applicable to the specified duration. Some of these tests may exceed what the rail transit system qualified or authorized to perform. In such cases, it would be accurate, appropriate qualification testing to be performed by a third party. Alright, 3-1. Material luminous. The manufacturer supplier provided with the independent laboratory certified test results show that all the tested samples that pass with the HPPL material and U of the finished component with the configuration include any of the cover protective coating U that not including text graph that comply with the minimum luminous criteria of 7 MCD meter squared or after 1.5 hours with the test in accordance with Vision ASTM E2073002 standard test method of photolithographic luminescent fluorescent markings following the 3 modifications. Section 8.3 activation. HPPL material should be activated with a fluorescent lamp of 40 watts, thus provided with no more than 1 foot candle illumination as measured for the material surface. 8.4 luminescence. The photoluminescence all specimen of the HPPL material shall be measured with a luminous meter described in Section 5.2 ASTM E2073, a minimum 1.5 after it has been C. Section 9.1.12 luminous MCD M squared. Test report shall include a luminous measurement of 1/2 hour after the activation has ceased. The manufacturer supplier is required to have the minimum 1 batch of the material signed with the marking delineators, given the type certified signed with the marking delineators, same type. Certified type of the material can be sold to multiple customers, even with a minor change of the text of the typographic. Manufacturer have been independent laboratory recertified with the performance of the material at the maximum time period of 5 years from the date of last certification. Alright, 3.2 ambient light charge. To perform the HPPL emergency sign marking components within installed the location area, receive adequate charging light with the luminous measurement that taken in accordance with the Section 2.3 is applicable. They require supply with each representative of the car tested. Charging light shall consist only with provided with the car's normal lighting system. All natural and other external light shall be excluded. Supplements for the using eliminate ambient light to accurate depth at a collection working at night with the cars parked away from the bright yard lights, locating cars in the dark windowless shops, cars wash, masking windows, vestibules, roofing paper, floor paper, similar opaque material, draping cars with opaque tarpaulins. Light diffusers are used with the light fixture, then measurement shall be made with the light diffuser in the place. 3.3 record keeping. Rail Transit shall retain a copy of the car's manufacturer supplier provided certified independent laboratory test report results showing the luminous measurement that was appropriate on the active area signage marking delineator component comply with the criteria specified in the 2.2 and 2.3. Example of the standard such records should be kept until all cars of this component are retired. Rail Transit shall contain a copy of the luminous test plan and test results until the next periodic test is conducted with representative car until all the cars are type or retired. Ford system reliability. All low-level exit path marking system components should be designed that the exit path remains conspicuous, notwithstanding failure or any sign of the HPML material segment. Alright, 5. Operating condition. The low-level exit pathway measurement system shall be designed to operate under a condition typically found in the rail transit system. 6.1 inspection and maintenance daily inspection. Railway transit conduct daily inspection should visualize and inspect all low-level exit path marking system components during the inspection, determine the signal marking delineators present conspicuous. Signs and instructions are legible. Periodic inspection. Rail transit system should conduct the periodic inspection, verify the low-level exit path marking system components are present, function intended. 6.3. Defecting, reporting, repairing, record keep illegal, broken, damaged, missing, or non-functional components of the low-level exit path marking system. Include the normal emergency power system shall be correctly documented in accordance with the established local transit system procedures of original equipment manufacturer recommendations. And that was the low-level exit path marking visual vehicle inspection maintenance work group.